Everything you need to know for APCSA Unit 3, Boolean Expressions and If Statements, starting now. If you recall from Unit 1, a Boolean can hold either true or false, but we don't always have to manually assign values this way. Instead, we can use relational operators to assign these values for us, such as comparing arithmetic expressions or comparing reference values. If statements allow us to introduce logic and control flow to our code. These can execute lines of code depending on the value of a Boolean expression. If statements are comprised of the if keyword, the Boolean condition in parentheses, and then the body and braces, which is executed only when the condition is true. Otherwise, it gets skipped and won't run. An else statement consists of the else keyword and its body and braces. It can pair with an if statement and runs only when the condition of the if statement is false. This if-else structure guarantees that a block of code will execute, but is determined by the if condition. The else-if statement is used when we want to check for at least another condition after the if statement. Once a condition evaluates the true, that statement's body is executed and the program exits out of the chain of if-else statements. You don't have to include an else statement at the end, but if you leave it out, this won't guarantee any code will run in the if-else chain, as all of the previous conditions might be false. If we want to add more complexity to our code, we can use nested if statements, which are if statements inside other if statements. Compound Boolean expressions can consist of the not, and or logical operators. Just like any other Boolean expression, these evaluate to either true or false. One neat tip for handling the and operator is that if one of the conditions is false, the whole expression will convert to false. Likewise with the or operator, if one of the conditions is true, the whole expression will convert to true. De Morgan's laws are used to simplify complex expressions. A nice way to check if you've used De Morgan's laws correctly is to use a truth table to compare the original expression with your simplified one. An equivalent expression has been made if all true cases evaluate to the same value. Two object references are aliases if both point to the same object. We can use the equals and not equals relational operators to determine if two objects are aliases. We can also compare a reference value with null to check if the reference is an object in the first place. The equals method is useful to see if the contents of two objects are the same. Keep in mind that this is different than the equals relational operator, as this checks if two objects are aliases and has nothing to do with the object's actual values.